Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Delta Fire and Rescue presents their annual haunted house every Friday and Saturday in October. The haunted house is located at the Delta, Iowa Fire Station, 103 North 2nd Street in Delta. Doors open from 8 p.m. to midnight. Tickets are $15. Food and drinks are available to purchase. It's the Delta Fire and Rescue Haunted House. Come and be scared, if you dare.
Keokuk County Economic Development presents the 10 Grand Gala, Friday, November 14th at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. Join us for a night of casino-themed fun, food, drinks, prizes, and a chance to win $10,000. Friday, November 14th at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. For more information and tickets, contact Keokuk County Economic Development at 112 East Washington Street in Sigourney. Call 641-622-2288 or go to kcediowa.org.
Hey, this is Buff Bagwell, and you're watching the Cards Subject Change podcast. Check it out.
Welcome back to the show!
Welcome back to the show!
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions of the World, the Wizard CZ, and Never Wrong Nick Bull.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the podcast by the fan for the fan, of course. We are powered by Lopez Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, and colored by Ryan Allison, the Tattoo. You can hear us live right now, loud, and of course on replay on the For Frequency's Sake network. Thank you so much for joining us. Episode 222, plenty to get to tonight, but I'd be remiss if I did not introduce myself. I am Never Wrong Nick Bull. I am joined by my tag team partner. We are the co-champs of the For Frequency Network. He's also a wizard, folks. He is the one. He is the only. He is the Wizard CZ. Wiz, how you doing, bud?
Can we shorten that? Can we do a different intro and do where you say Wiz CZ and do the Rob Van Dam thing?
Okay, we can do it again. And then I'd be remiss if I did not introduce to you my tag team partner. He is the one half of the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions. He is the Wizard CZ. Okay, you're welcome.
I love it. I'm sorry. I was chatting with Stryker over Rob Van Dam, and
I love your Halloween costume, by the way. You're an effing mark.
Yeah. We're already off the rails, and we are,
folks. We are, but it is the season, right? I mean, why not? So, no, we're having fun here. This is Card Subject to Change. I am Never Wrong Nick Bull. He is Wizard CZ. And this is episode 222. Wiz, what do we have going on? What's going on right now? And what do we have going on time of the show?
Man, I'm excited. We had this gentleman on briefly during the summer at our Podcasts Collide event, and now we get to pick his brain for a full episode, learn about his wrestling journey. I'm going to bring him on in. Let's welcome to the studio, Mr. Leo Santel. Leo, how you doing today, buddy?
Good. Thanks for having me on. I'm very excited to be a part of this.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you on. I'm glad you're able to make it.
Yeah.
Leo, we're glad to have you here. We've talked to you, like we said briefly before. This is a much more relaxed environment. You're not getting tugged a million ways tonight. So just sit back and relax and start. We got the hard hitting questions here for you. And I always ask our first time in studio members or whoever comes onto this show, why pro wrestling? What was it for you that got you that, you know, what is it? Why pro wrestling?
Man. Okay. So I want to say 8 years old when I was first exposed to professional wrestling. So one of my next door neighbors was babysitting myself and my brothers, and her husband would always put on WCW, would tape Nitro, would tape Thunder, would tape pay-per-views even. And so that would be all he watched. And so I was kind of exposed to that. I remember seeing Hogan. He was a household name. And really, whenever you went out in public, you couldn't go down the street without seeing an Austin 316 shirt, an NWO shirt. It was like that worldwide at the time. It was that white hot. And so that was my first exposure. I didn't get into wrestling up until about 2003. It all started with, you know, a video game that I got for Christmas randomly. WWF Just Bring It. We had previous video games before, and so we knew some of the names like Hogan and Sting and Goldberg and everybody else, but we didn't exactly know like how to watch it. It's kind of past our curfew, our bedtime and whatnot. So, but I remember flipping channels and watching Raw for the first time, and I remember being hooked instantly. The wrestling, the stories, everything involved with it. You didn't want to miss anything else, and you didn't want it to end. So that was kind of what hooked me in. And so
does something stick out from that first Raw that you saw?
Yeah.
What was it?
Steve Austin. I was like, I haven't seen Steve Austin on TV before. So I've always seen him in pictures and video games. Right. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, I can't miss a single episode now. I see him in person, and he's such a badass. So I'm like watching this, and I think this was just before like WrestleMania 19 in 2003. So to give you guys like a timeline of where that is.
No, but that's cool. That's cool. I just didn't know if you remembered something from that particular episode. I mean, there's so.
Yeah, so it was just, I don't know, Steve Austin being a badass, and I think he was locked out of the building and somehow got his way back in. And it was just chaos. And so that's what stood out to me, just the entire like theatrics and pageantry of it, and the story behind it. I was like, it's an everlasting story throughout the entire episode, and it was just super cool. And so that hooked me in, and it just snowballed from there. I got into different kinds of wrestling and everything else, but yeah, all it took was a Raw episode.
So, of course, the follow-up to that is, what was that moment? What was that crystallizing period that said, I've got to do this?
Oh, okay. So my younger brother, Brett Hadley, he actually got a head start before I got trained. And so he got started in 2014, and I was supposed to join him. I was going through some personal stuff at the time, so it kind of got put on hold for a while, and then I moved out of state and then kind of came back to it. But I've always wanted to be a professional wrestler. We've always done, like, you know, every kid does backyard wrestling. You know, it's something that every kid always does, either if it's on a trampoline or in their backyard or whatever. They're exposed to it. They want to emulate the moves on TV. So, I don't know. I always had that dream of being involved with wrestling somehow. I didn't know I was going to be a wrestler. I had ambitions of being a commentator, ring announcer, whatever. Very big into, you know, radio and stuff. So that was always something I really wanted to do. But I also had the love for, like, I want to be in that ring competing. So, about, you know, 2021, my friend TJ Wilt, he hit me up and he asked me if there was any wrestling schools around Iowa. I wasn't trained yet. So I was like, I'm just telling you what's out there right now. And he eventually got trained at Impact Pro Wrestling, and I was like, I'm kicking myself in the ass saying, if he's doing well, I got to join him.
Right,
That's super
right.
cool. So eventually I went to the IPW school in Collins, Iowa, and got trained.
What was that like, your first day of training, walking in the building, knowing you're getting ready to start an adventure? What was that like for you?
It was I felt that rush because like I took a tour of the training facility about a week or two prior, and I was just like, wow, like this is cool. We have something here in our state that, you know, we can go to and hone our craft. And I just love the environment. It's not perfect, but it's a place to get, you know, learn your stuff. So it was just a rush, getting to meet the, you know, fellow trainees and James Jeffries and TS Aggressor and Justin Decent later on. And they all helped me along the way. It was just super cool. Yeah, the first day was really a rush. Just I wanted to get involved any way possible and soak up as much as I could as far as knowledge and learning everything. So yeah, it big deal.
And I love, you know, we've talked to several people who have been through the Impact training. We've got Black and Brave right in our backyard. I love that there's more options here in Iowa and in the Midwest than that. And it's something that before I started the podcast, I wouldn't have had any clue about. And I've loved meeting everybody who's come through that system because they've all been fantastic. I love watching you guys, and, you know, knowing you from Absolute Pro, they're my go-to right now, you know, as far as where I like to go watch wrestling. If I'm gonna pick a place that's close and they have a show, I'm gonna be in Waterloo.
Yeah, I think it's just a really good quality wrestling here in town, at least in this state. And there's many that you could choose from. I mean, you know, there's Central Empire Wrestling, there's Madhouse. But I mean, as far as Absolute Pro Wrestling goes, I think they have a quality product. And I'm not being biased just because I'm more prominent there. I'm saying like the production keeps growing, the matches keep everybody involved. I just think it's a good atmosphere for a wrestling fan to at least give it a shot. And so I've brought friends out there, and then whenever they travel, especially to the Des Moines area, it's always good to have them go off and cheer and boo whoever they want. And I don't know. I just always thought that was a fun atmosphere. I haven't heard a complaint about it.